Employer Adjustment Training brought to you by Impera Education. This presentation has been created to assist in understanding the steps of the adjustment process. An adjustment is a correction in previous reporting to Impera. There may be times when you must correct the information you previously sent to Impera, some of which could be the following. You may have missed reporting a payroll detail in a prior pay period or made an error. You have an optional member go over the 960 hours, and now you must reverse that optional reporting and report them as a mandatory PERS member. Or you forgot to terminate an employee, and you've already submitted that report to us. Or an employee is paid retroactively, and now you need to report those contributions. If you've missed terminating your employee in a submitted employer report, by reporting that information in the adjustment summary report is the quickest way to get that information to Impera. The retirement or refund process could be held up for the member if Impera is expecting this information. So let's get started. Go to your home screen, and on the left side of your panel, click on Adjustment Summary. Now we're in the Employer Adjustment Summary lookup screen. If you look under the Search Results panel, you'll see the New button. Go ahead and click on that. Now I'm in the Employer Adjustment Summary Maintenance screen, and I have numbers in the order of how I will enter my information. By the number 1 is the comment box. This is very important. You want to put in the information as to why you're doing the adjustment. Once you enter that information, by the number 2, you'll click Save. Now I've created my summary report. Once I do that, a new button will appear saying New Adjustment Header down by number 3. In your saved adjustment summary report, you'll see the adjustment header. The adjustment header represents the system you're reporting this correction for. For example, if it is a PERS member, you would have a PERS header. If it is a police officer, it would be an MPORS header. In my example below, you can have more than one of the same header if you want to keep people separated out that you're doing adjustments for. The details are within the header. So if you're doing adjustments for, say, Lisa Brown, and you're using the second header, her details will be within that header, and I'll cover more of that a bit later. So again, we're creating our adjustment header, so this is the way you do it. Once you see that new adjustment header pop up, you're going to go ahead and click that button. Now I am in the Employer Adjustment Header Maintenance screen. If you look over by number 1, you'll see there's an adjustment header type. In this particular drop-down section, you will put in whatever header you're going to use, for example, PERS. And then over by number 2, you will put in the comment box why you're doing the adjustment. And then finally click Save. Right now, if you look under Adjustment Details, you only see an Open and an Export to Excel button available. Once you click that Save button by number 3, that will all change and you'll have a new button under Adjustment Details. So now if you look under the Adjustment Details panel, you will see a new button since we clicked Save. You can have multiple adjustment detail records under your adjustment header. Here is where you will give the details about the individual payroll adjustment. Now we are in the Employer Adjustment Detail Maintenance screen. Enter the Social Security number and job classification of the employee you're creating the adjustment for. If you've made an error and overpaid the employee on a previous payroll for overtime, for example, it is best practice to back the overtime reporting out using a negative, then create the correct positive amount on a separate adjustment detail record after saving this record. Think in terms of taking away that initial reporting and replacing it with a correct reporting detail with complete new information. I'm going to talk a little bit about contributions. If you enter earnings positive or negative and you click Save, Eric will automatically calculate contributions in the System Calc section over to the right. If you enter in the employer and employee contributions and you are a few pennies off, that is allowable and it will still keep this record valid. It'll allow you to have a 5-cent variance on each amount. In this example, we're just going to go ahead and click Save without entering in contributions. Here is an example of an entry of earnings without contributions after saving. It is under review, and that's a very common thing if you don't put in the contributions to the left of my highlighted amounts. If you look down to the Errors tab below, it will give you the information causing the review. Enter the employee and employer contributions, click Save. Now you can see your detail record is valid, and the rest of the summary and header is valid. If you wanted to enter another detail record, you would go back to the previous screen and click New to enter another detail record. So let's recap. We created our adjustment summary report. Within that, we had created our adjustment header, and now we've just created our adjustment detail, and it's valid. I like to say that the summary report is like an accordion. You have your report, inside that, your header, inside that header, you have your details. Remember, you can have multiple individual adjustment detail records within one adjustment header. Once you're done with your corrections, you can arrow back up at the top right-hand corner of your screen to your employer adjustment report. This is the time to review your contributions. In this instance, everything is valid, and I'm going to say that my contributions match what I'm expecting. Once you feel confident that everything looks good, you'll notice there is a Create Invoice Credit Memo box. This is the time you can go ahead and click that. Once you click on the Create Invoice Credit Memo button, a pop-up box will appear just confirming that you do want to continue. Again, if everything looks correct, then you can confirm by clicking OK. Now you have either a payment to make or a credit to use. If it is a payment that is due, you have a choice of how you could submit that to us. You could pay it separately or wait until you do your next payroll and submit it together. In my example, I'm going to pay it with my regular payroll. So first, I'm going to go by number 1 and click on Payment on the left side of my home screen. That will bring you to where number 2 is on the Payment Lookup screen. Click New because we are making a brand new payment. If you look over to number 3, it will bring up this skeleton payment record with absolutely no information. In order to populate our payment information, click Save, and if you look under the invoice and credit details before clicking Save, there is no information yet, but there soon will be. Once you save your new payment record, you will see that if there are amounts due, it will populate in the invoice selection of your Invoice and Credit Details panel. If you click on the little white box next to Include All Invoices, it will check off the amounts due for you if you want to pay all at the same time. Don't click this box if one of those amounts are not what you want to pay. If you have a credit coming to you, that amount would be under the Available Credit tab. If you want to use that credit, simply click the white box next to Include All Credit Memos. And just some reminders, we are here to help you. If you have mass adjustments, please contact Impera. We can assist you on that. And always remember, you cannot put a negative amount in your regular payroll. only in your adjustment details within your adjustment summary report. Accurate and timely reporting is key in avoiding issues later. If you have any questions, please reach out to our employer support at Impera. Our toll-free number is 1-844-304-5452, or if you're in Helena, you can reach us at 444-3994, and our email is impera@mt.gov. Thanks!